Happy New Year's Eve all, and to all my Guyanese brothers and sisters, happy old years as we will say in Guyana. Today is a special day. We're saying goodbye to 2022 and we're gonna welcome the brand new 2023 with good health, happiness and prosperity. So today a special meal is always prepared in Guyana. No other but cook-up rice, which is so versatile and so delicious that you can add anything and make it a beautiful meal. So I have some Guyana red peas here. I haven't used this for many years and I was lucky to find it this year. I soak it overnight. I'm gonna put it on my stove to boil in a little bit of salt until it's nice and soft. And then I'll share my cook-up rice recipe with you all. This can be done so many ways and yet delicious. So I just added my red peas to a pot of boiling water. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of salt because I like to cook mine with some flavor. And I'm gonna cook this until it's nice and soft. If you don't have dried peas, you can use some canned peas. Any peas of your choice can work for this dish. That's why I love cook-up rice, because it is so versatile. You can add any peas, any meat, anything you can put into the pot and have a delicious cook-up rice or a delicious meal. This meal is well known in Guyana, and in so many of the Caribbean countries they have a twist to it with a different name. It is something that everyone will enjoy. So for my cook-up rice today, I'm going to be adding some oxtail. It's full of flavor. I have some few pieces of turkey neck and I have some chicken foot, which is very nice for cook-up rice. So I have a mixture of 3 different meat, texture, fat, gelatin, bone, and all that good stuff. So now I'm going to go in and season my meat. I'm gonna add some salt. I'm gonna go in with some black pepper. I'm gonna be leaving all the ingredients and measurement in the description box below. Let me know in the comment if you made cook-up rice today and what you add in yours. So green seasoning contains of fine thyme, broad thyme, green onion, garlic and pepper, about 4 tablespoons, and we'll mix this up. I already washed the meat, and because the oxtail is a bit on the tougher side, I'm gonna pressure the meat along with the turkey neck so we can have some nice and soft and tender meat to go into the cook-up rice. You can marinate your meat for overnight, or you can just marinate and cook it as it is. I'm gonna be doing now. So I'm gonna add a little pinch of cassareep into mine. Cassareep helps to tenderize the meat and to preserve it as well. And the cassareep is optional, just about a teaspoon, not the whole entire tablespoon. This is optional, but I like to add it to mine. It gives a nice color as well, so you can go in with any kind of sauce that you like, or you can leave that step out. So let me head on to the stove and pressure my meat in the pot without any oil. And because the oxtail have a little bit of fat there, I added my meat. I'm gonna burn out the natural water, or the rank water as we will say, so your meat can have a nice taste. And soon as the water is completely burned out, I'm gonna add some extra water to pressure the meat to make it nice and soft and tender. And over here I have my red peas already boiled and strained. and you just want to make sure that you cook it. When you press with your 2 fingers, you can smash right into it. Not too mushy because you still have to cook it again. I have here my rice. I just wash it and I have it in some water because when you drain out the water, it becomes clumpy. Remember to wash that rice clean. And I just grated 1 fresh coconut. I'm gonna add some water into there, squeeze out the milk, and that's what we're gonna use for our cook-up rice. If you don't have fresh coconut, you can also go ahead and use a can of coconut milk or coconut powder. But believe it or not, the fresh coconut milk make a big difference, and it'll taste just like the cook-up rice you used to have back home in Guyana or back in the Caribbean. So the meat is fried up, all the liquid is gone. I'm gonna add some water and pressure this meat until it's nice and soft and tender. I'm going in with some warm water, and you want to put enough to cover your meat. Now I'm gonna cover my pressure pot and let it go for about maybe half an hour or so. So I have my fresh ingredients here to add to the cook-up rice. I have some fresh broadleaf thyme. Lots of fine thyme gives beautiful flavor to the cook-up rice. I have 2 large green onions. I have a mixture of red and white onions. I have some wirrie pepper, which gives beautiful flavor. I'm gonna chop about 2 up and I'm gonna boil 3 of them in the cook-up. I have 2 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna finely chop these up. And if you're watching from a different country, let us know what's your popular dish on New Year's Eve. I know some of our Caribbean friends have a similar dish to the cook-up rice. My Trinidadian family have a dish that they cook with meat and peas and rice and all that. It's called pilau, but I'm not sure if that's their popular dish on New Year's Eve. My Caribbean friends have peas and rice, which is similar, cook a little bit different. And for all my Guyanese friends who call New Year's Eve Old Year's Day, I think we should change that name to Cook-Up Rice Day, because every single Guyanese that I know always prepare cook-up rice on New Year's Eve. And I spoke to a few people this morning. They are all cooking cook-up rice with some mixture of meat or peas. Everyone is busy preparing their freshly made cook-up rice today. So let me chop these up and we'll start preparing this one. So I have all my ingredients prepped, nicely finely chopped. I'm going to be adding some bok choy to mine. Any spinach can work. Some ochro and some carrots. I have everything, my milk, rice, and red peas. Let's head on to the stove and put this thing together. So in the pot, I have about a teaspoon of oil. I'm adding very little oil because I will be adding coconut milk, and that would make it nice and creamy. When I'm using chicken for cook-up rice, I don't pressure the meat. I have my chicken foot here. I'm gonna fry up my chicken foot. If you're using chicken for your cook-up, this is how I will prepare it. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes just to brown up a little before I start adding the rest of the ingredients. And I want to shout out Auntie Mina. If you're watching, she's one of my Trinidad supporters. She tried my cook-up rice and she was very happy with the results. So Auntie Mina, she's one of my Trinidadian fans. She lives here in Canada and she tried my cook-up rice and she was very happy with it. And to all my Trini friends, big shout out to you. All my friends around the world, big shout out to you. Thank you guys for your love and your support. And my Guyanese, Canadian, American friends, wherever you are, Holland, Netherlands, any part of the world, if I don't remember to call the country name, you know that I'm sending out big love, hugs, and kisses for a bright and prosperous New Year. Let's stay together and share those videos. Help me to share the videos with your friends and loved ones so our community here on Sherman's Kitchen can grow a little bit. bigger. So my chicken is looking nice and brown. You can make a vegetarian cook-up rice as well and it will be amazing. I am gonna go ahead and add my rice to this. And if there's any ingredients I'm adding today that you don't like or you can't use, you can surely leave it out and make it to your own signature dish. So now we're gonna go in and add our onions. And I am going in with half of the amount. I like to add in 2 different batches. This stage, I'm gonna add half of it. I'm gonna go in with all my garlic. So we're adding flavor as we go along in different stages. So we're gonna have an amazing flavor there. We're gonna add our broadleaf thyme. I'm gonna go in with my chopped pepper, some of the green onions. You can add all your ingredients at once, but I just like to do mine in small portion. And I'm gonna go ahead with half of the green. I'm gonna go ahead with half of the fine thyme. We're gonna add some salt in there. We're gonna go in with some black pepper. So we're gonna give it a good mix here now. I like to fry the rice with the ingredients a little. And I'm not making a lot of it because by the time I finish adding all my meat and ingredients, this is gonna end up being a big pot of cook-up rice. So you have to be mindful of that when making this dish. After adding all your meat and ingredients and vegetables and all that, the pot always ended up being a big pot of food. So I'm gonna let this go until I feel that the rice is sticking to the bottom of the pot, and then I'll add more ingredients. But it looks beautiful. You can see all the seasoning popping out. So let's add our peas to the rice. And I soak 1 cup of red peas. After you boil it, it always ends up being more than what you soak. But you can see this is like enough for this amount of rice. I'm so excited for this red peas cook-up rice. I didn't have the Guyana red peas cook-up for a long time. That's why I'm not adding more peas today. I want to have that real red peas cook-up flavor. We're gonna go in with our carrots. They're a little bit hard to cook, so we're gonna add it early in there. So we're building flavors, colors, and texture. Look at that. Beautiful. And because I'm using bok choy and it's a little bit harder than regular spinach, I'm gonna add it in now. You can add it at the end, but somehow I like when I put it early so I can have it nice and mix into the food. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dish. If you're watching this video, haven't had cook-up rice before, please give it a try. It is one of our national popular dish in Guyana, and it is packed with nutrients and flavors. We're gonna go in with our rich coconut milk. I have about 4 cups here. Look at that. Look at that richness of the coconut milk. So I'm gonna add it to our pot. Amazing. And I might have to go in with a little bit more of water to make sure that our rice is completely cooked. Look at that. Amazing, amazing, delicious looking pot here. Let me know how you like your cook-up rice. Dried, scattered, wet. For me, I'm a big cook-up fan, so I can eat it any way. Wet, dried, scattered, with any peas, any meat. I love cook-up rice. And now we're gonna go in here and add some cassareep because I like to give mine some color. You can add any sauce of your choice, but I like to add the cassareep. So I'm going in with about a tablespoon of it. And this should give me enough color that I'm looking for, along with the red peas. So look at that. And for all my friends who are new to cassareep, it is made out of a ground provision or root vegetable called cassava or yucca, and they squeeze the juice out of it and boil it down until it becomes nice and thick and have this beautiful color, and I think they add some flavor to it. And that's what we use as a preservative, as a tenderizer, and it gives beautiful color to some of our dishes. And the cassareep is one of an ingredient that represent the Amerindian or the native people of Guyana. So if cassareep is very hard to find where you're from, you can also leave it out and make the dish without it, just that the color would have a whitish color, but it will still have a beautiful flavor. So we're checking on our cook-up rice now, and it is looking beautiful. I'm not gonna add any more water in here. I have enough to cook the meat and the rice until it is very soft and tender. At this point, you can add any last minute ingredients if you need to add more salt or anything else. So I'm gonna go in here with my ochro because ochro doesn't take too long to cook. They're gonna steam cook here. And I'm gonna go in with the rest of my reserve ingredients that I had on the side. So this is cooking with a lot of flavor. I'm gonna add 3 peppers right on top. I'm not bursting those, and the rest of my onions. And like I said, you can add all your ingredients at once, but this is just how I like to do mine. This is smelling amazing. I like to add in mine, and these are optional, some cook-up seasoning. So I'm gonna go in with about a teaspoon and a half. And I like to go in with a little bit of Chinese spice, just about half a teaspoon. And I'll show you the brands that I'm using for anyone who may have some questions. So I just want to share some of the spices and the cassareep that I'm using today for all my friends who might be interested in finding out the ones that I'm using. This is the pepper pot Pomeroon cassareep, chief cook-up rice seasoning, and the Sari Chinese spice. I'm not advertising for any one of these company, but I am just sharing with all my friends who may have questions. At this point, you want to turn your stove on really low heat. Mix in the meat in there. Remember, you have your chicken foot already. Look at the pepper here. I can't wait to smash that into my plate. And make sure that your meat is well mixed in to get the beautiful flavor of the cook-up rice. At this point, you know that your chicken foot will be nice and soft in there and falling off the bone good. So I'm gonna give this another mix and let our meat cook with some of the flavors. And then I'm gonna go ahead now and fry up some ripe plantain to go with it. Look how beautiful that looks. So here is my delicious plate of cook-up rice. I have my oxtail in there, my chicken foot, turkey neck, carrots, boiled maribori pepper, bok choy, It is looking scrumptious, very, very hot at the moment. And my Guyana red peas, it is calling my name, guys. And I'm gonna serve mine up with some fried ripe plantain. And in Guyana, my mom used to serve ours with some sliced tomatoes and cucumber, and that's what I'm gonna serve mine with here. So happy New Year's Eve, happy Old Year's to all my YouTube friends and family, and a bright and prosperous New Year's to you all. Let me plate myself up some and I will do the honor of the taste testing. So time to dig in for this delicious cook-up rice that I have here. I am drooling and I have to burst this pepper to go with mine. So I'm gonna go in and squeeze out all that juice in there. You can hear that. And the aroma from that pepper. And I'm gonna get a good mouthful here. The first mouthful always goes to the viewers and subscribers. Cheers. Oh my goodness. What an amazing, amazing dish. So much flavor. So rich and creamy from the coconut milk. And you can taste a little hint of that chicken foot and the oxtail in there. I gotta have another mouthful. And you can't have a good plate of cook-up rice without some fried ripe plantain. The red peas make a big difference. Reminds me so much of my mom's cooking. And we like to serve ours with some tomato slices. It goes nice with a salad as well. But this is what I remember from my mom. And the oxtail is perfect for this dish. I like the fact that I have a little bit of bone and meat in there. And you can see that the meat is really, really soft and delicious. And this, look at this. This is just rightly falling off the bone here. The chicken foot. So I'm gonna sit here, enjoy lunch with hubby. And I have a nice glass of sorrel to wash mine down. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Until then, I want to say stay blessed, stay safe, happy New Year's. See you guys in the New Year's. Bye for now.